3, 2, 1. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Where I Belong. My guests today are Chulapu, a man who is currently raising thousands of spiders and was also the first ginger out of Berkshire, Wisconsin. And his cousin, who is 7'3". What's going on, guys? How are you?
I don't know.
Clear that up for me. Why don't you clear it? We'll start with Chase. Chase, clear that up for me a little bit. Who are you? Because people don't know who you are, and we need to know that. So tell me who you are.
Yeah, I'm Chase Lepard. I'm Chulapu. I design stuff for comedians, podcasts, my friends.
Spiders.
For Wix.com. I design websites, design memes, have a good time on Instagram. That's about it.
And Nathan Baird, please tell our audience who you are.
I'm Michael Jordan.
All right, Michael Jordan on the podcast, looking a little different, going through some skin bleaching therapy, and is in a very fine suit. So welcome to the podcast.
Hi,
good. Nathan's a graphic artist. So what we're here to do today... What we're here to do today is we're here to get to know Nathan and Chase because I think that they're two people that you should know. And so I thought, well, man, how do I do that? If I want people to know who these guys are, what is a good way? So I figured I'll probably do a thing where I try to get to know them. Right. So that's probably a good move. We're going to ask them some questions. How do you guys feel about questions?
Love them.
Right.
I'm tied up when they're asked, but I'm feeling okay now. I'm feeling comfortable. So
well, you look loose. You look untethered.
Very, very loose.
Can you shut that fucking door in the background? That'd be great if you could just shut that door.
Oh, it's shut. That's it. Shut. It's black. The door's
That's creepy.
You've painted your door black?
How else am I meant to hit my head in the dark?
Right, because you are 7'3", and it would hit me on the archway.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Well, so the door's closed. We're gonna get into some questions here, and I'm gonna start with Chew because I have a feeling that the answer to this question is no. Were you cool in school?
Wow. How do you answer that and not sound like a douche?
Right.
Well, I mean, there were only 38 kids in my class. So
in your whole class?
In my whole class. I went to I'm from a town of 1,000 people called Crocker, Missouri. So I know you said something about Minnesota or Wisconsin or something.
Berkshire, Wisconsin is where you're from.
Berkshire,
but yeah, go on.
Which is a very English sounding.
Berkshire.
We would call that Berkshire.
Oh,
Berkshire. Yeah, so it's not. It's actually just where you're from. So go on.
What you were doing now.
Okay, so what I was saying.
Racist. It's racist.
In my hometown, since there was only 38 people in my school or in my class, I was biggest flirt, most musical. I won a bunch of awards. But I was literally the lowest grade in my class. And what was fun is we got to park in the parking lot based on our grades. I got to park with the juniors on my senior year. That was fun.
Because of how cool you were?
Because
I think I'll pee in this.
My grades were.
Wow, 38 people?
Yeah.
That actually, I
think there was like 17
you to
of
say
us.
Anything interesting.
Yeah, there were like
really
17 of us that went from kindergarten to senior all together.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really confusing. So does that mean because we have primary school, then we have secondary school, then
all of school.
You guys have school out there?
We went to all of school, but no college together, but we went to all of regular.
Right.
Because in primary school, maybe it's a little bit, it's more similar to what yours is, so it's smaller number of pupils.
Right.
But then when you hit secondary school, that's when everyone it becomes there's loads and loads and loads and loads of people, and you meet everyone.
Right.
Yeah, but
you didn't get to meet anyone.
No, because everyone went to the same. Wow, everyone went to the same from school when we started all the way to senior. So there was no separate schools for us all to meet.
But technically, you could say that you
that.
met an older version of yourself.
Well, technically.
So what in a class of only 38 people?
Shit.
You got stuck.
Let's turn that drill off before we start.
Sorry, guys, I don't know what that was. All right, so 38 people from what? From fucking the beginning of your school experience to the end of your school experience?
That was my graduating class, was 38.
Wow.
So what percentage of them did you get involved with?
Right, sexually.
0.
That's probably a good move, because in 38 people, that's 12 of them are your cousin.
That's a small pool. Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to try and pee in this. Go on. So, listen, you didn't go on when I told you to go on.
No, I know, because it's not going to happen.
No, all right, so...
This is fun.
There you go, mate. Just have it. Stick it in. Go on.
You made it look like Chase was drinking that. You handed him the beer mug on my screen, and then he drank from that child sippy cup.
Okay, so we're going to start the episode soon, right?
Oh, no, we're going. Okay, so what was the question that I wanted to ask? Because I feel like there's a lot of questions that are interesting when you went to school with only 38 people. So one of them for sure is like, when I went to school, it was all about... I feel like I'm going to pee on myself. Hold on a second. We had normal...
Wait,
normal,
hang on. There's two other people here. We can talk whilst you piss.
Oh, please. Yeah, go on. Take this over for me, please.
Chase,
yeah.
When did you start trimming your beard the way you do, where it's like dead, like sharp?
I don't like that. I'm working on that, actually.
I like that. Mine grows quite wild, and yours is very, like, neat.
Yeah, what I did was I just started following this line right here on my chin, on my neck here. And yeah, everything's red. So it's actually, sometimes I get stuck. Like, I don't know what part is my neck and what part is my beard.
Okay.
Sorry, just a second. I was pouring myself a beer while talking.
Can you hear that?
Oh, me pouring my beer? Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was me peeing.
Sorry, let me just pinch off my beer real quick.
Right, I'm currently peeing into a spoiled milk jug.
It's very frothy.
Okay, so
you look
like
genuinely concerned.
What are you going to do with that frog spawn that you just ejaculated into that tub?
Put the cap back on it and keep it there just in case I need to use it again. So now, what I was saying was a school or a class, a graduating class of 38 people. That's super bizarre, right? So I imagine there's a whole lot of things going on because in Berkshire, Wisconsin, it's kind of like a really rural, kind of a hard to reach, hard to find place. 38 people in your grad. Don't smell that. Get out of there. What were the hobbies? Like, what did you guys do? Like, I collected Pogs and I played Pokemon, right? So what did you guys do?
I've got an
stab
answer
each other?
I have an answer.
Go on.
Yeah.
I know what he did.
What did he do?
MTV videos.
Right.
Parody videos. MTV parody videos. That's what he did.
So
you can
what
link
Nathan
that
is
now.
You can link that, right? There's going to be a link in the description. What Nathan is referencing is you actually showed us a super, like, I don't want to give you credit, but it was a really well done, not Pimp My Ride, Cribs, MTV Cribs parody when you were like 11 or something like that, 9, I don't know, but and
no,
you're showing
he wasn't 11. He was 11 stones heavier, but he wasn't 11.
Right, and he was showing us the inside of his Winnebago, and doing it MTV Crib style. Now, what I will say is it was very cool. I enjoyed it. It was funny too.
Awesome.
It was really good.
I appreciate that.
Your sense of humor at that age was pretty cool. Now, it's obvious that it developed because you didn't have shit else to do. Like, you're in a town of fucking 38 other people your age, and it's either, whittle sticks, chew other people's gum, or, develop a sense of humor and make some funny videos. And you chose probably the better of the three.
Well, no, I did all three.
Oh,
yeah.
Not on video.
Do you think that Scrooge McDuck isn't whittled behind him?
Oh,
it is everything.
I whittled these.
He made everything you see in that apartment.
Yeah,
he whittled it all everything is made by him by hand. While he chews other people's gum.
He whittled it all.
He whittled it all. Like the way you say it makes it funny. The way I say it is just
totally.
a fucking
like
sense.
It's not a meme unless you're saying it. So that has to be the meme.
Just have my face on it like this.
I do want to come back to your strange childhood, but I also want to go to somebody who I'm pretty sure was cool in school. Nathan, what's going on, brother? I know you were awesome, weren't you? Well, he's just taking a moment to play us that.
I wasn't cool in school. I don't think anyone was cool in school, really.
I was fucking cool in school.
Okay, and that's how we know you weren't.
So you definitely weren't cool in school.
Yeah.
I was really cool in school. Nathan, take back what you just said and tell me a little bit about what your school life was like.
Fast.
Right. Because of the meth.
No. It just felt like it went by really quickly. You know, when
your school was
like you're an adult and you're like, oh, I used to like doing those things and now I can't really do them. Like, you can't ride your bike other than on a straight path that you set when you're an adult.
Yeah.
Is that like a metaphor or?
You can take it as one, but
okay.
Mostly it's just literal. Like, if I was just through the day, just went, I'm just going to ride to the river and just throw some stones in the river. Right. As a 31-year-old man, I would probably get put on a sexual register of some sort.
Okay, right. I could see the connection between tossing rocks and,
Yeah, especially with that beard.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Definitely the beard.
Yes, that's an issue, having the beard as well.
Yeah.
So your response was convoluted and strange. Were you cool in school?
I don't think I was. No. Well, I was more of the crowd that could like I knew maybe the people that thought they were cool, and I knew the people that knew they weren't, and I was like in between. So like I knew the guys that were into rock. I knew the guys that were a bit more. See, we have a word called chav.
Oh, I actually kind of know that. Yeah. What is that?
It's a bit like I don't know how to explain it without being really disparaging, but it's like it would be our version of a douchebag.
Oh, that's not what I thought at all. Okay.
So they're the cooler kids, but really all they do is like they're the first ones to smoke, drink, have sex,
chads.
And then fight. And they fight a lot.
Yeah, we call them chads.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So I knew most people. It's just I was. I don't think I was that confident in school. I was funny. Like I was the funny guy. That I was the guy that could stop you from punching me in the face by being funny.
There you go. Yeah.
Right. So you were somewhere above Chew, but below me. Somewhere kind of in the middle of things.
I don't want to think of being above Chew and below you in any way, shape, or form.
Kind of like a sandwich.
Well, I mean,
if you're thinking about our sizes,
I think after talking to you, I think we would probably have been in the same sort of friendship group. It's just you have those people that like jump into different friendship groups. You know them, or they're on the sports team, but they're not actually douchey. That like, do you know what I mean? You have those kind of floater people. And I
like a loner. Were you a loner?
I wasn't a loner, no. But floater. I mean, the school shooter on the other side of me maybe was. I don't know.
But you were nice enough that the school shooter would be like, not you, bro. I got you, bro.
Well, we don't have guns, so it was more like it was a guy that threw chairs.
Right, the school stabber is what you have going on, right? And then there's nobody with guns to stop the school stabber, and so everybody gets. Exactly. When was we're gonna go over to Chew here, the less popular kid in school. When was the last time?
I don't know where you got that idea. I said that I was popular in school.
Where did you say that it was popular? Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think what he did was he transferred you into his school. So he was like, well, the guy that's cool in the 38-person school would not have been cool in my school.
Right.
And he's made that assumption, and he's actually, he believes it now. So you did go to his school, and you weren't cool.
I feel like...
that was a great analysis there.
I blocked it all out. When you were younger, Chew...
That's what all the cool people do.
Right, just block it out. Right. Were you heavily influenced by... This isn't a question at all, but I just thought of it now. Were you at all influenced by, like, the kind of Bam Margera culture? No.
No, I thought those guys were douchebags.
Did you really? You never really liked that?
No, I was, like, right on the edge of all of that. I've always been on the edge of every, like... thing. Like I don't really fit in with any of the different
Uncool,
people. Yeah, exactly. I guess so. But I would be friends with the jocks because I played basketball until like 9th grade. I was friends with I was poor, so I was friends with the poor kids. Well, I mean,
well,
you got
we
the
didn't
height
ask you, but
over here, just normal
7'3". I don't know if it's any coincidence. I was terrible at basketball. Don't know why. So let's pull that back real quick. Actually, I don't think I asked that, so let's just go forward with it. Chew, when was the last time you crapped your pants?
Oh, that's funny.
Very hard hitting.
As far as like actual like, what do you mean, like a full load in the pants, or just like oh, I gotta wipe something. I am going to edit this episode to get the cut.
You fart, a bass guitar goes off. What's going on?
Is that what happens?
Yeah, it's like this.
I would say when I don't care about when you sharted. That could have been fucking last week. That's really not interesting to me.
Especially with my stomach issues.
You just did it now.
Yeah.
Right. I just sharted now, so I'm not impressed at all. When was the last time you dropped a full load? Unintentional, that's obvious, right? But like it was just like just heavy shit, you know?
Oh, I think it was flu. Like I think Jess and I.
Oh wow, this is recently.
Yeah, Elliot was 2 years old, so probably like 11 years ago. I know I'm.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Jess and I
really old.
Oh yeah, we ate at Quiznos, and then we both got food poisoning, and Jess had some stomach issues, and then the next day I also went for German food, and it just all came out. It was I was in bed asleep, and I was like, my stomach hurts, and it all came out right there while I was asleep.
Wow.
Woke up to diarrhea. I could not make it to the bathroom in time.
Wow, that's actually
so 11 years ago. That's not bad.
Right, but that was when you were what, 35?
Something like that.
Well, I mean, most of it was in my underwear. It's not like it. You got to be.
What, you drop it out of the underwear? Or do you scoop it? Are you using paper? What are we talking here?
Well,
he does a crab walk?
Yeah, you crab walk with all the sheets to the bathroom.
Okay.
And then that's all down, and then you put that in the washer. You know, like after you've rinsed it out and wherever you're gonna rinse it out, and then you jump
at the end, do you crawl in the washer? Is that?
Yeah, you totally just spin cycle.
So that was what are you, 35, 36?
34. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was trying to be honest there.
That's the same as my waist.
Wow. So you can wear him like a watch. Oh wait, no, that's not his height. I'm sorry. So
also not where you wear watches.
Not where you wear. Well, I don't know. Maybe you, bro. So I'm very athletic.
What time is it?
Your belt would fit around my wrist like a watch. I know what you're saying, but
that's not what I was saying at all. So if you're 36 years old, then this was when you were 25 years old. You shit your pants.
Yeah, dude. Like Miles Davis, isn't that what they say? Shitting your pants is cool. Consider me Miles Davis.
I'd say one time in 34 years is pretty good.
That's what you've done one time in 34 years? You never shit your pants as a baby?
No, I wore diapers then.
You have to automatically take that out of the equation.
Oh, he's 34. I see what you're saying. I got lost.
We grew from being a baby, so you have to take that out. I know it gets confusing because you're the same size still.
I am the same size. I haven't grown much since being a baby.
And also, they didn't have poop math in his secondary school.
Right. My penis has continued to grow, though, so I am actually, the video is a little weird. I'm the size of a baby, but with a full-grown man's penis. Things they get a little strange when I'm trying to walk. I can't really walk. I'm a baby. So when you pooped your pants, you were 23.
I assume so. That seems about right. Yeah. That's unbelievable. This line of questioning.
Okay, all right. So I can see that you're uncomfortable.
On the age too much. I want to know the volume of the shit.
Well, he had the flu, so it was volume. It was loud. It was at max volume.
Oh, I was talking like the size and weight.
Right. Well, that's what that was a metaphor that I was using.
Versions here, and I don't really want to get into that. So,
Well,
just gonna say it was a lot.
How else are we going to get to know you unless you describe the consistency of the shit that you dropped in your pants at 24 years old?
No point.
You could read my Instagram bio. I don't know.
All right. Well, if that is not in your Instagram bio.
I should put that in there.
Let's move over to somebody who shits their pants on a regular basis. Nathan, when you shit your pants yesterday, what was that like?
I haven't actually shit my pants ever.
Never.
What I've done is the one where you do a poo and you forget to wipe, and then you've basically got a shitty ass the rest of the day.
Wait, you forget to wipe? You just shit and stand up and walk away?
What happened was I heard about this thing, which it's cleaner to do that than no, I just forgot.
You just forgot.
Maybe a few times, but it just all the days they mesh into one. Did I shit yesterday?
Right.
Did I shit a minute ago? Am I shitting now? No one knows.
Right.
So
No, nobody.
There's no way to know.
It was just a straight forgetful thing, but I don't think it's never been like piles of shit in my pants. It's just been like just skids.
Right. I don't know.
I have an idea of what's happening here. It's that he is
what do you
sitting
think?
down on the toilet. He is going shit. And
Right.
he starts to draw a picture of Theo as a rat or something.
Right.
And his legs seize up because he's been sitting on this fucking toilet for 2 hours.
Right.
You got it wrong.
Then he falls off the toilet, crawls to bed, and realizes...
and then just goes to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Already. What happens is the legs don't seize up till you stand up.
Right. Well, no, you can kind of feel them tingling.
Yeah, you know it's going to happen, but...
You know, and you're just going to sit there longer to try to...
You're ready for it. You're ready for it. You grab the sink and you just hold on tight.
What I do want to say is I don't think that there's any reason for you to get your face that close to the camera. So I guess we can go on to our next question, which we'll go over to Chew. And I guess I don't know the answer to this. Okay. Chew, have you ever been in a fist fight?
Oh yeah, I've been in many fights. Yeah.
Really? What was your first fight that you can remember?
Oh, I don't know if I can think of like my first fight. I remember. Oh man,
just the fucking road.
I can't think of
I'll be honest with you. The first time I heard Chase's voice, like his soft-spoken voice, I was like, "Yeah, I want to beat him up."
So, right, totally. Which is why I asked.
No, for real, I get that for sure. No, I probably had a lot to do with it, and I haven't been in a fight really since high school. So it was a lot of
since high school.
It was like
that's probably good.
Yeah, I don't really pick a lot of
legal
fights.
Purposes, you know.
Yeah, I know high school was like 12 days ago for you, but like I know it was a little further back for me. And,
right. Couple of decades ago.
So I say that I've been in a lot of fights, but the fact that it was half my life ago means I haven't really been in any fights. And
well, when was the first one that you can remember, and why did it happen? Do you remember that?
This one time, I can't remember the kid's name. I think it's like Jeremy or something like that.
Jeremy, what's his last name?
He was a jerk to me. I really can't think of it. He was a jerk to me in high school, all of high school. And
if Jeremy's listening to this, you're getting fucked.
Jeremy Waters, we're coming for you.
You think it's Jeremy Waters?
Jeremy Waters. Is it Jeremy Waters?
Oh, I wish I could think of it. That'd be a good one.
If you're out there, Jeremy Waters, we're coming for you.
You need to think of common American names. Waters isn't a common American name. How about Bezecki or something like that?
What the fuck is that? So Chew.
Oh, I hear American names on movies, and that's the only thing I've got to go by.
Smith. Maybe Smith. Chew, about Jeremy Waters. Why did he punch you, and did you lose that fight?
No. I actually have never lost a fight either. Just not something that I don't pick fights. Well, you don't pick a fight that you think you'd lose, right? And I don't.
Wait, so you picked fights?
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, people were mean to me, so then I would be like, "Well, we're gonna fight." I'm not just gonna be like, "You can make fun of me," and then I would just leave it alone. Someone would make fun of me, and then I would pick a fight with them, and then they wouldn't make fun of me anymore. That was the whole point.
Right. That's not picking a fight. That's called getting bullied and then retaliating. See, the guy that makes fun of you for whatever the thing is, he's picked a fight. So I don't know. I just, you don't see
I
strike
don't like
me
to
as
play
a
the victim. That's just me.
right. Is that okay? So you picked all the fights you've ever been in after they picked on you. Okay, so Jeremy Waters beat you up. Nathan, what you I'm gonna say it right here. You got a long history of fights.
Nope. Not in school, anyways. In school, I was very good at getting out of a little bit of trouble. I never got in fights or anything like that. I think it once you're out of school and you drink a little bit, maybe that's when I got into a little bit of trouble. But I'm not like a violent person per se.
Right.
I just look violent.
Right. You look like somebody that bites. It's just like, kind of like just in the middle of if you feel like you're losing and you want to turn the tides, just like.
I think that was a Freudian slip, and you want me to bite you, and I'm not going to do it. It's not going to happen.
I want you to bite me, Mike.
I'm 100% agreeing with that one.
All right. Well, I can see where you got that from. You only got into fights as an adult.
Yeah, but it was mostly like being drunk. Someone says something to someone else, and there's a lot of people around, and then it becomes like a little bit of a scuffle, and then
right. Somebody gets stabbed.
And like, I've had a few. What? Are you okay?
What the fuck was that?
Who are you fighting with? Did you just fight
you? Did you just hit your wife?
I think you need to resuscitate your cat.
What is that?
No, my cat jumped up on something and knocked the boxes off of the bed.
Wow.
Almost killed my dog.
Why don't you go ahead and open that window, let that cat out. No big deal.
So yeah, I didn't. It was there was a couple of ones where there was one where I was really, really, really drunk, and I invited the person that had a problem with me to go outside, and we went outside into a lane, and I had a friend that was with me who was my corner man, and then he had a friend that was his corner man. Although there wasn't really a lane, and.
Why did you guys fight?
We had a little bit of a tussle. Few punches were exchanged. And then for some reason, me being really drunk, I just stood there and looked at my friend for like 5 minutes and then got punched. And it just knocked me straight to the ground. I was like, obviously, I was probably unconscious for a few seconds.
Right.
Sprang right back up. But then by that point, it was like, right, yeah, I've kind of lost this fight. And we just went back in the club and just I think we ended up drinking together. And so it's just, I've never been in like a proper mega fight. I don't think. I can't remember anyways.
Like a mega fight, like an organized kind of with an announcer.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never.
The mega kind.
Actually, when we were like 14, 15, we used to go like a thing when you're younger is you think, oh, what can we do today? It's a Saturday. What can we do? What are we doing today? We're going to ride our bikes. We're going to go do this. We're going to do that. So
we're going to punch some faces.
Well, see, what we did was we got some boxing gloves, and then we had a few boxing fights in this like gardens that we had to climb into. It was like a private gardens, and we climbed into it and had a few boxing fights.
Yeah, we've done that too. Yeah, for sure.
I think.
Did anybody know how to box?
Not really, but I mean, I got my. I like to be showy offy. So in the middle of, so like, just imagine this. So I'm like that. So, but I did this thing where I sort of went like that in the air, hands in the air.
And then hit him with the other.
Put his hands up, so ready to take it.
Right.
Because he was just blocking all the time. And then as soon as he moved his arms, I just bopped him in the face. And that really pissed him off. So then he knocked me clean out.
Well, you probably should have done what he was doing, which is defend yourself.
At that point, when you're a kid, you're like, you're all aggressive and it's all offense. It's all like, you just want to get the energy out.
Everybody's just swinging with the haymakers and everything, right? That's okay. So, what was the next thing I was going to say? Can you guys help me out with that?
We were going to ask you, when was the last time that you got beat up and raped?
My last fight was actually, hold on, wait, let me think. So
That's
I went.
Yes.
My last time being raped was, well, shit. What's today? Today's Sunday. No, my last fight was. I was probably like 22 years old, and I was dating a girl who, for whatever reason, talked shit to some guy on Facebook. I forget what the reason was, but she was like, "You fucking."
No. I've heard about these ones, these American ones, these Facebook feuds. You go around in the truck and you have a fight outside.
Right. I was very. My thing when I was younger was I was very prone to committing. So like if I was going to get into a fight and you thought that I wasn't, then I was even more prone. Like if you're the type of guy that goes like you won't, I'm the type of guy that feeds into that real hard.
So when you were younger, you were prone to committing, but now you're older, you're quite close to being committed.
Yeah.
Right. It's very similar. Well, if you follow the line of progression, it was kind of the logical ending point for this whole situation. But when I was 22, my girlfriend at the time, my girlfriend at the time,
turn that drill off.
She was talking shit to some guy on Facebook, and for whatever reason, I decided to step into the situation. So they're going back and forth. They're swapping insults.
You be you then, and I'll be the guy.
No. I wasn't.
Like
okay. Okay.
No, for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first
you
you're
fucking
arguing.
dumb bitch.
No. Chase would be my girlfriend in this particular case.
All right, Chase, you're the girlfriend. Okay.
And then
but Chase, can you do Hispanic?
No, she was Filipino.
I'm not going to.
She was
also.
something. I could tell from your face. She was something.
I can be tall though, because I know I'm gonna. So as your girlfriend, I know I'm gonna be at least a foot taller.
That's absolutely untrue. Okay, so the two of you are arguing online, and for whatever, something says trivial. Go.
My boyfriend is taller than he says.
No. Okay. So you're already wrong because I wasn't part of the equation at first. So take that into consideration. Now start again.
Wait, what was the fight over?
The fight was over something, but there was just at this point it was just swapping insults, and it was void of me.
Okay. Okay. Luckily, I don't have a boyfriend because if I did,
well, that's not. Okay, hold on a second. Let's take a pause right there. Right? No. I was there. I just wasn't a part of the conversation. I wasn't.
Oh.
Okay. So
I've got an issue here. I was promised some lines, and so far it's been a non-speaking part.
Well, no. It's really just improv.
After I say my part, you say your part.
Oh, right. But he just keeps fucking that up. So okay, I'm not in the conversation. And action.
Man, I love tall men.
Tall men like me suck my dick.
No, not like you, idiot.
No, she specifically doesn't like you.
Oh, no, I said not like you, idiot.
Right.
Oh, well, you're also an idiot. And if I am of sound mind, I would like to challenge your fella.
Well,
okay. Hey, listen here. Okay, I don't want any more arguing.
Who's this thimble-sized man? I'm just gonna crush him. What's your name?
We're gonna do. Shut up, bitch. We're gonna do one of two things here. We're either gonna fight or we're gonna shut the hell up. What's it gonna be?
Why have you got a caterpillar on your top lip? Leave me alone.
I didn't have no, there was no mustache at this time. You guys have fucked this all up. So what ended up happening was I said, we're either going to fight or we're going to shut up. And he was like, well, fuck him, we're going to fight. And then I said, well, let's do it, buddy. And he said, meet me at McDonald's on such and such road. And I hopped in the fucking car.
You're like, I know that
I drove to McDonald's
because I get Happy Meals there every day.
That's not true. They don't serve me Happy Meals anymore after a certain incident. But I drove there with my friends. I called my friends. I said, hey, why don't you guys meet me here? I'm going to beat this guy up. So I pull up with a bunch of friends, and he's sat there on a mountain bike.
That's a pussy move.
No. They weren't.
Mountain bike.
Okay, well, here's the real reason. I just didn't want to get knocked out and have nobody there to drag me away. So they were meant to just sit in the truck and watch.
Smart. Okay.
Good point.
Right. So they never came out. And so I walk up to this guy
and you haven't yet either.
Well, I've been. And I'm gay. So
I'm flipping that.
Good, thank you. So I walk up to this guy at McDonald's. I say, "Are you such and such?" He goes, "Yeah, that's me." I said, "Let's fight." And he goes, "Okay." So he follows me to an area that's kind of away from prying eyes, but still in the view of my buddy who's parked in the parking lot to see if I get knocked out or not.
Can I finish the story off?
Please do. Go ahead.
You peeled your trousers down and you turned round.
No, that was not the first thing I did. The first thing I did was
he entered you like Indiana Jones in the second one.
No, because first it was fellatio. That's step one. Anybody who knows these things knows it's at step one. And the fact that you don't know that's step one.
These things.
Wow. Well, Chew, let them know.
What am I supposed to look at?
No. All right. So, and then I had a fight, and it was and you almost knocked me out.
Jeremy story. I forgot about.
Who the fuck, Jeremy Waters? No. We're done with that. What was that? That was a fist fight. He had a fist fight. What was the first time? We're going to Chew. We're stopping everything. Every story that we were just telling has now come to a screeching halt. We're moving on to the next question. It's directed at Chew. Nathan, do not give me the face of disgust. Control yourself. Okay. So, Nathan, I'm not Nathan. Chew. What was the first time you were? What was the first time you were badly drunk? Just praying to the toilet gods, projectile vomit. At what age was that? Probably 6.
I thought you were going to say 16, but no, I think I was.
No.
I was 15 the first time I drank, and I drank vodka the first thing, just straight, like cheap plastic bottle vodka was what.
Like Majorska?
Yeah.
Don't do it, Nathan. Stop. What are you doing? What is that? Excuse me.
Hey, people clean their nails on podcasts. It happens.
I don't know what you're saying here, or what you're doing, or what that's supposed to mean, but I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that. So, Chew, you were saying you're 6 years old, you drink Majorska from a plastic jug. Go on.
Yeah, so I used to drink really cheap vodka when I was a little kid, about 15 years old. Not little kid, but about 15 years old. But yeah, I think the first time I puked was off of vodka, and then projectile vomited off of the balcony at a friend's house at a party, and was like, can't drink vodka ever again. So, like that time when you puke up something and you can just never have it again. I can't even drink it to this day because of that time. So I think I was 18 when that happened. So probably 18 years old when I first got the sick off of drinking.
Okay, listen, well, I need a favor real quick. Nathan, I need you to badger him and insult him and do a bunch of really cruel things in regards to his premature drinking. I need to go upstairs and get a charger. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Oh, my God. Some people prepare. He wanted me to badger you, but I'm feeling a different target.
I like that. Yeah.
Hang on, 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, no. It's happening.
Some people have a charger.
What kind of people are those? Whoa, what is happening?
People, humans, not the dredge of the earth that lives in the sink.
Okay, I've come back. Hold on. Go on. Continue to whatever it is that you're doing. Please do that.
Okay. All you had to do is tell me to sing, and I'll do an interlude if you want.
Don't make me sing. Don't make me sing. All right, can you sing for us?
I wanna be the very best. Like
no, don't sing the Pokemon song. So,
Pokemon, I will to train them is my cause.
Pokemon, I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. What happened to you?
What? We don't need to go into it. We'll go into it on a different
I can tell you what happened to me. I was disturbed.
Like the band?
Yeah, I was down with the sickness because someone didn't have the fucking charger.
Sorry, I had to have you guys carry my show.
So what I did was, whilst you were away, I did a prayer. That's another Disturbed joke for any Disturbed fans out there.
Right, I see what you did there. Very good. So the first time you were badly drunk was 18 years old. I'm actually surprised at that. I thought that your early childhood would be riddled with alcoholism and a bunch of terrible decisions made because of alcoholism. So to hear 18 years old is actually pretty surprising.
Right. I went the opposite way. I did have a weird childhood with a lot of drugs and alcohol around me, but no, I went the opposite way. I went to church and was trying to be a good kid. I did drink, but I didn't even say cuss words until I was 18. I was a pretty good kid.
We need to talk about that. What the fuck is a cuss word?
That's it.
Right. Also, you still don't use cuss words, so that's cool. You're kind of like the Bill Cosby of podcasting or of Photoshop. Really, we're not the not just the swearing, just the lack of.
And the pudding.
And the pudding. So Nathan, your first time badly drunk.
I probably can't remember it, to be honest with you.
Really? What was the earliest you drank?
There's one time that is like, it's written in stone. It's like the worst time I was ever drunk.
Right.
And basically, I took the medication that was on at the time.
Okay.
This is maybe 5 years ago. Maybe, I think, maybe more.
For the schizophrenia, yeah.
No. I wasn't taking them at the time. You didn't prescribe me them till like an hour ago.
I am a doctor.
But well, that's what you tell people to touch them.
No, that's not absolutely not true. So about.
So basically, I took a lot of medication for kind of was like, because it's a routine when you take meds. It's like, oh, you take them. It's next day, right. You take them, and then suddenly It's New Year's, and you think, oh, I'm going to drink later. I shouldn't take my tablets, but they went in my gob. So then I got to the party. I was having an okay time. I was having a good time, but I was sinking drinks like one of the ones that didn't survive the Titanic. You know, the ones that drowned. One of them.
Right.
Ones.
Yeah.
Like one of them. The guy with the violin.
He played it off. Yeah.
He probably had a really burny throat before he died.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. So I was just like, putting a lot of alcohol in, and then totally blacked out. And my friends were like, "Oh, what's going on?" And I was just manic. I think I nutted one of my friends when he was asking me if I was okay.
Wait. So let's pause the story right there.
It's escalating. Just get ready. It's not finished yet.
Well, you nutted on one of your friends?
No, sorry. So I headbutted one of my friends.
Oh.
And then it was No Nut November.
Okay.
It wasn't. It was New Year. So technically,
this is all over the place.
So I've noted one of my friends. I weed all over my friend's house that was really new. I weed all over his floor. I've got my penis out in front of his family and was like showing his mum and his stepdad. Oh, well, not stepdad, like a mum's boyfriend, like my penis, being like, "Oh, do you like that?"
Did you do that? You showed someone's mom your penis?
And then I poured alcohol all over the food and the buffet. Wow. Then my mother came to pick me up, and then I had a small altercation, and then I got put in a car. I tried to get out of the car at like 40 miles an hour, which over there is like,
that's too fast.
That's too well. That's very right. That's very fast.
I tried to get out of the car, and then when I got home, my brother had just got a brand new 65-inch TV, and I thought it was my duty to stick my head through it. So I smashed it clean in with my head, and then I woke up in the morning and was like, "Oh, that was really bad. I blacked out. I wonder what." And then obviously got told all this, and then was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, that's tough.
So that's probably the worst, and that's heralded as like a thing now. So that one time that I did that is like, that's it now. So and everyone's like, "Oh, don't give him too much drink, just in case he pisses on the floor, throws a baguette at you, and then smashes."
Well, I would certainly be cautious. Right. How old were you?
Well, it was 5 years, so maybe 24, 25.
Wow. Oh, well, that's, reasonable. What was the earliest you got drunk, though? And please don't give me a whole other story.
Probably the first time I had a drink was probably about 12, but it was just a beer with parents. Like, they let you drink with but the first time I probably drunk with friends was probably about 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But just like a bottle of cider, a big bottle of cider. Like when you used to like play at night with friends, like play out, we used to call it, when you would play with your friends. You'd get someone to go buy you some cider, and obviously because you can drink outside in the UK, so you don't have to keep a container or anything like that. So it's a lot easier to have alcohol outside. You're not scared, you're not worried or anything like that.
Yeah,
as a child, you are obviously, but you can get someone to get you drink, and it's easy. Like you go to a park, you get pissed, you finger a girl, you do just normal things.
Just a Saturday.
Yeah, totally.
That's right. It's just a Saturday. Just a normal Saturday.
Boys.
When I was 13 years old, I went to my dad's house, and my sister-in-law, both of them, two of them, they bought Alizé Blue. I don't know if you're at all familiar with Alizé.
Fancy.
Well, it's disgusting, and they
Really
wouldn't
gross.
drink
It's
it.
like a liqueur.
It's really disgusting.
Okay.
And so at 13 years old, they wouldn't drink it. And so I decided that I would drink it. And they allowed me to do this. And I didn't know, because you have no measure of how much alcohol you should drink, right? So
it's a liquid at that point, isn't it? And you used to put
yeah.
it in your mouth. So
Exactly. And if you think about, like, well, I had High C the other day. I had Hawaiian Punch the other day. I drank several cups of Hawaiian Punch. And so you don't really think much about it. You just treat it like it's a normal liquid. I drank the entire bottle of Alizé Blue, which if I drank that entire bottle right now, I'd have a bad time. So
you'd probably shit yourself more than what you already have.
More than I have already through. And which, by the way, I have once again urinated, and we're reaching kind of the halfway point in the milk jug there. But I drank the whole thing. I projectile vomited everywhere. I cried and apologized profusely as I was puking. So I would puke and cry and say, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
I really don't want to ask this, but do you have a tub near you to poo in as well?
No, I have a garbage can, which I'll just dump the trash on the ground and just have a poop in there. So here's a little bit of a vanilla question, but I do think it's interesting because I think that this topic is interesting, and
okay.
and we're going to start with Chew again.
Yeah,
what was your first job?
Oh, my first job was I worked across the street from, or I lived across the street from the VFW. I don't know, the Veterans of Foreign Wars Hall. My grandma was a member of the Ladies Auxiliary. My grandpa was the captain of the VFW Hall for a while. So we were very involved. My mom would clean the VFW on the weekends and stuff. So I was always over there. And my first job was actually on Thursdays when they did bingo. I would sell food. I would walk around and be like a waiter at the tables and sell food.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How old were you then?
Like 13, 14. And then when I was 15, it was under the table stuff. So I would just get like $5 here plus tips.
They just give you handies under the table, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then when I was 15, I got a job at the local pool, and I worked for the Chamber of Commerce. So I worked kind of for the city, and I was a lifeguard. I wasn't a licensed lifeguard, but I still, like, if they needed someone, I would sit at the side of the pool and make sure no one was drowning and just yell.
Did you ever save a life?
No, we never really. I think that, like, the two summers that I worked there, or 2 summers that I was there, I don't think we ever had to save anyone. I mean, there's, like I said, 1,000 people in my town. It's like,
wow.
The pool's like there's 10 people in it.
Wow. That's I gotta admit, that's pretty impressive to have a job at 13 years old. At 13 years old, besides getting drunk and puking everywhere from Alizé Blue, I wasn't doing much. But 2003. Who was big? Fat Joe was big during 2003. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. I certainly wasn't holding a job down. That's for sure.
Well, especially if you like try to think back onto what job you had, and the first thing you think of is Fat Joe was popular. I assume that meant you probably didn't have.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say that as well. That's my story as well.
Same story.
Well, no, my first job was pulling up my pants and then rocking away.
Right. You worked for Fat Joe.
Similar, yeah.
It was actually Lean Back that he was doing, but, rocking away, I guess that's the British version.
No, he says rock away in the song.
Lean back. Lean back.
We don't dance, we just pull up our pants and do the rock away.
He says, in Britain, we don't dance, we just pull up our pants, right? And then we do the rock away.
That was one of my first jobs.
Doing the rock away.
Yeah.
Leaning back.
I didn't do the lean back bit because I always felt like, especially on a flat earth, that it's like...
Right. You don't want to fall off.
Very risky.
Right. Were you good at it?
Throw off the equilibrium of the entire earth.
Right.
And
from all the leaning back.
Being very tall, it's hard. When you lean back, you
run the risk.
Trust me. I know exactly what you mean. Me?
Right. As do I.
That's
really also very.
That's a good one.
Also very tall. Also a very tall guy. Very tall, and being very tall, I know what it's like to have those kind of problems. But you're sort of like an Ent, right, from Lord of the Rings, where you're not very wise, but you are very tall. You talk very slow. You're a tree.
No.
Wow, that's impressive
Wow.
character.
That was good.
Really impressed.
That was good. You should be an actor.
Yeah.
I was in the school pantomime 2 years in a row.
Yeah, you were in your pants? Pants?
No, I want to know. I do want to know, what's a school pantomime?
A pantomime is like a musical, but there's many tropes with a pantomime that are different to a musical. So you have a bad guy, for instance. You have a leading man role. You have a leading woman role. There's loads of little tropes. You have a fairy godmother in every pantomime.
What?
So
every
it's a bit
pantomime
like
has a
Cinderella,
fairy
little bit.
godmother?
But there's loads of different types, and most schools will have a pantomime on. And basically, rather than being an acting thing, it's more of a jokey thing. So it's joke after joke after joke after joke after joke after joke. And I played the villain in my school pantomime.
That makes sense.
Which is it's like one of the top roles, really. You're either going to get the lead good or the lead bad. And I was always the lead bad, which I enjoyed.
Why? Because you had a beard at 12?
I didn't actually have a beard at 12. I think it was 12 and a half.
Right.
But I shaved also.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, I think I suited the role well.
Yeah, in my
Right,
life,
I used
you are like the main bad.
The villain,
So that
yeah,
makes
right.
sense.
Well, we talk about that.
I had
We
a
go back
green
and forth.
face, and I had like a broom, and
That's going
I was
within
like
the amphibian.
That's
cleaner.
You had a black face?
No,
my
green
name-
face,
no, it's
which I know is
green
a
face. I know you'll be a little bit annoyed by that because obviously you're a frog, and that's green face is bad. But
Right, and so that is racist, and I don't appreciate that. But
sorry,
to me, it's just kind of like, why don't they get an actual member of my personage to play that role? There's plenty of good frog people.
We did have one kid that had jaundice, but they were in hospital a lot, so they didn't.
Well, that's yellow.
sick boy. I know sick boy.
They couldn't really do it. So I was technically a sick boy at the time, but not that kind of sick boy. I was sick with it.
Right.
So I had a broom, and I was like basically the cleaner of the place that it was set in. And my name was Sheena, and I was Sheena the cleaner. And I was and I kidnapped the main bad, the main good girl.
Yeah,
and tied her up, and then the main
damsel in
boy
distress.
had to come and
Right. Chew often confides in me. He'll DM me. He'll call me on my
Always.
personal house phone
As much as
and he'll
possible.
go, I think that if things really hit the fan, that Nathan would probably be an actual evil person, like an actual murderer, an actual, probably a cannibal is usually the first thing that he says.
No, it's a serious concern.
does it have to be written down for it to be a plan?
No.
No.
And I don't really have any plans to do that.
Right. Okay. So let's move on
so
then.
You're saying it is written down? No, I was confused there. So you asked, does it have to be written down for it to be a plan? We said no. You said then I don't have a plan. So you've written down a plan. Is that what you're saying?
No. He's not written down anything. Okay. There's no reason for concern or alarm.
I have written something down.
Well, let's keep it to sarcasm check. Well, that is appropriate. I've written something down as it's faded off because I used a dry erase marker to write fuck on my thumb.
That's a quote.
All right. So our next question, it's not really a question. It's more like I just written it as a topic, but I'll form it as a question. Chew, have you ever had
is this a poetry section?
Yes, it is. This is actually slam poetry.
Chew,
this is.
Have you had glue in your nostril?
What? Have you ever had what you would dub a paranormal experience?
Yeah. Well, I have not personally. I don't really have scary stuff. I mean, I hear random noises from time to time, but nothing like where I feel like there's actually been a ghost around me.
That's tinnitus. That's called tinnitus.
Totally. Because I do wake up in the middle of the night by myself a lot because of my stomach condition. So I'll be up at 4 o'clock in the morning by myself in the house and I'll hear stuff. I just assume it's the cat. But one time, I mean, we've had scary stuff happen around my wife. She was home by herself with Elliot when he was an infant. He was in the other room. She walked through the kitchen into the bedroom, walked back through the kitchen because she heard Elliot crying, and every cabinet in the kitchen was open. So she grabbed Elliot and ran out of the house. That's about it. That's about as close as I have to a paranormal story.
I do believe. I think there might be a spiritual phenomenon happening on Nathan's end of the planet, wherever he lives. It looks as though.
No, I don't. I was just grabbing a drink over there.
Right. Well, it looked like something happened. I don't want to get carried away, or maybe possibly behind you. There's a door. It was hard to tell because it's painted fucking black. But I think it opened. Right. No. Yeah. Right. Was that open before?
It's probably the dog.
Probably the dog. That dog looks strangely like a pile of shit. But
riveting audio podcast here. This
right for folks who are just listening. It appears that spiritual pile of shit.
You can't do that halfway through. You can't start doing that halfway through. You just gotta keep going with it.
Right. No. Absolutely. Let's just mull over that. If you're just listening, fucking do better. So paranormal experience.
I'm gonna edit this one. I'm gonna put together a fun. This is gonna be fun.
Right. Good. No, I'm glad. So don't interrupt me anymore. You had no paranormal experiences except for some cabinets. But Nathan, I'm looking into the eyes of a man who has had a plethora of ghost experiences, and he's well.
It's like, Chase, have you had any experience? Yes, I have. Cool. No one cares. Nathan, I can tell you've had experiences. Nope. No, I haven't. Awesome. Tell me about it.
Actually, I've had ghost poos before, which also ties in the other question.
Well, that's not the same thing. That's just if we're all right. I'm going to have to expose what's really happening there. Guys, listen to me. Sometimes your shit just slides down the tube in such a way that you can't see it. There is no spiritual phenomena when it comes to your fecal matter entering the toilet bowl. Just because you stand up and you don't see poo, even though you felt poo coming out of your butt, doesn't mean that you had a ghost poo. It's not an invisible poo. It's because Nathan, don't interrupt me. It's because your poo has slid down the tube further than you can see. And this has been where I belong. Wait, how do you guys both have pizza on your fucking... What was that? Did you notice that? Toy. Right, yours is a dog toy, but Chew actually has a pizza mask on his wall.
Yeah, pizza.
And it's Pizza Face.
From Nickelodeon.
Right. You keep a lot of child-related memorabilia, or...
Yeah, I have a child.
Don't say children.
You keep a lot of children?
Keep a lot of children.
Do you keep well, hold on a second.
He's basically the Ash Ketchum of the school world. Oh no. Oh, what's he doing now? Is this a paranormal experience?
I've dropped it.
Well, it's definitely not normal.
Well, hold on.
Is he zooming in on his face? Because this would be fuck if he was.
Actually, this is a good angle. Is this where it was?
No.
Well, this now it's fucking...
This is actually better.
Really good.
Well, this is how it is now, all right?
That's good. That looks good.
That's a good one.
The heights seem right.
Does it really? Because you told me to turn it sideways, and now I should have never tried to fart into the microphone because all I did was create a fiasco where I knocked everything down.
Did you get your wife to put any makeup on your forehead, or?
Why, is it shiny?
No, it's not as shiny as it was before.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know.
For the audio listeners out there, what happened before was.
Well, is that what's happening? I feel like it's happening. It sounds like every time one of you tries to speak, a saxophone takes over.
Oh, no, I actually installed the saxophone filter on my voice.
Right. So Chase hasn't had any paranormal experiences. Neither has Nathan.
No.
And I think...
Hang on, let's get to the real issue here. Have you?
I've had a plethora of paranormal experiences.
Okay, I want to hear one of them. Let's hear one of them.
You want to try and peddle your ghostly wares on us. That's what it is.
I'll give you two of them. All right, so I'll make them quick, though, because I don't know. So my first one was I was probably like 5 years old, And right, you don't really have memories that you can count on from then. But I can tell you pretty accurately. Well, that's a strong word. I can tell you what I think I remember. So I have an aunt, right? My aunt is schizophrenic, and she's. What are you doing over there? You.
Don't. Yeah,
What is that? Are you?
Smooth. That was so smooth.
For the audio listeners, Chase is cracking eggs on his chest right now, his bare chest. And, it's weird how ginger his beard is, but how pink his neck is. And it's just like a fine line.
That was also bear, spelled B-E-A-R, just in case.
Yeah,
for the audio
on his own bare chest, his own Ursa Major chest. And so when I was 5 years old, I'm with my schizophrenic aunt. She is babysitting me and her kids. This is before she was diagnosed. And she goes, she was always full of weird requests, right? Because she didn't make any fucking sense. And so she goes, can you go and get me the silverware drawer, right? To bring her the entire drawer of silverware. I don't know what you would call that in English.
We call it a fork check.
Fork check?
Yeah,
wow.
It's a fork check.
All right. Well, she goes, can you go ahead and do me a fork check? Would you do me one? And oh shit! Hold on a second. I've managed to knock my charger loose in this fucking mayhem. All right. I've got this. Give me one.
Hey, do you remember when we all sorted all our technical difficulties out before the podcast started?
Well, yeah, that's before I got drunk and tried to fart into the microphone and took down my entire setup. So she goes, hey, David, would you mind doing me a fork check? And I say, no, that's cool.
Not English.
Right. I said, no problem, auntie. And so I go into the kitchen and I grab this silverware drawer. This is maybe not like a paranormal thing as much as it was a mental health thing. So I start to bring her the silverware drawer, but I'm like 5, right? So it's fucking heavy. And I'm walking down the hallway with it. And all of a sudden, my everything gets real fucking wonky, right? Like it's like you ever have sleep paralysis?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Well, it's often accompanied by this weird like electrical buzzing. And so
scary, yeah.
I get hit with the electrical buzzing, and then everything starts to turn on its side. The whole fucking, as very similar to what Nathan is doing right now, everything starts to twist, and all of a sudden I hear a woman go, you're going to drop it. Just super cool about it. Just super casual. She doesn't give a fuck. Just, you're going to drop it. And all of a sudden it was like my hands just went limp. The silverware, the fork fetch, whatever you called it, Fortnite, that drops on the ground. And I just like fall down. So that was one time I heard a weird woman's voice, and my aunt was quite upset with me because she doesn't make any fucking sense. And then another time, this is a story about how I saw an alien. Are you guys ready for this?
I'm down. I love alien stories. Let's hear it. This is very cool. All right. So me and my friends used to have this little area in town that it was in the woods. We would go in there, we would dig ditches and build dirt mounds, and we would ride our bikes on them, our BMX bikes. That sounds like child labor.
Right. Well, we were doing it for ourselves. So it was voluntary child labor, but so we called it the ramps because we weren't very creative, and we had made ramps, and we were like, what do we call this place? Let's call it the ramps.
That's what kids do.
You just dig holes in the woods and fucking whatever. So we would go there all the time. We would spend our time in the woods, and it was honestly awesome. There was a little creek running through the ramps, and next to that creek, there was a whole bunch of tall grass. So what we used to do was we would stomp paths through the tall grass. So one day, me and my buddy are just going through the maze of paths that we've created in the tall grass while our other friends are riding their bikes. And as we're coming to the opening where it would bring us to them riding their bikes, something starts running toward us, right? So we're little kids. I was probably like 12 years old or something. Yeah. And we hear this thing running towards us. And, really quickly you think like fucking dog. That's we're about to get fucking dogged, right? That's what happens. That's what you call it when a dog mauls you, is you got dogged. I would
also think that. I'd be like, dog. Is it dog?
Right. Well, that's not how I say it, but you got dogged.
There's a dog. There's a dog
right.
there.
Well, that's not really how I say it. But in any case, we're going to get canined, and this thing is running towards us. We reel back and grab each other. We don't have any time to react until this thing has already popped out in front of us.
Yeah.
Now, for years, because I was 12 years old, I had like no concept of like aliens or anything. I mean, I guess I did, but it wasn't what I was thinking. It was a traumatic experience, and this is what I thought that I saw. I thought that I saw a ass-naked black toddler.
Okay.
Right? This ass-naked black toddler bursts from the left.
That's my Instagram name.
Ass-naked black toddler? Right, when you've got the Make
It's
America Great Again.
It's actually my favorite meme account. It is.
It is. Well, never mind. So, yeah, this ass-naked black toddler, like I said, these paths that we've stomped, they're about shoulder width. The width of a 12-year-old shoulder. They're very narrow. So it comes from the left and pops out.
You've thought about this way too much.
Yeah, you're thinking about this now.
Well, I've told this story so many times.
Do you you understand how crazy you sound right now?
Absolutely, but I'm going to continue on with it.
Do you want to do an impression of what you sound like right now?
Please, go ahead, yes.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water. They turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Well, listen, I'm not at all mad at Alex. It's nice to have a person who's representing my community with such a platform. So believe what you want about his
white people. Is that?
Well, no, that's not what I really meant. I meant
not why
broad
I'm wearing
people.
this hat. This is a rapper's hat. I feel like I should. At the same time, I feel like I shouldn't go and have a tiki torch and just turn my light on.
Well, you look like somebody who should. Let me finish my alien story. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay, this was an alien story? I thought you were just being.
No, it was.
So, hang on. Right. So we were back. We're back in the breeds. You padded down the shoulder width path throughout them. You've came towards you. You've embraced your friend in fear.
I've grabbed him.
Something's popped out.
And sink.
Okay, here's the things that I know. Bipedal, right? I'm not an idiot. I know what a fucking dog looks like. I've had so many animals. When I was a child, I had owls. I had tortoises, right? I've had everything you could think of.
So you said bipedal. So what kind of musculature structure are we talking about?
It was like a toddler. It was like non-muscular.
Have we just? I know this is gonna sound crazy.
Right.
Have we thought that maybe it was a toddler?
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't.
Well, the reason that I discount that is, one, it was fast, and two, we're talking tall grass.
I've seen some toddlers that are fucking fast, mate. Honestly.
Right. What is this?
1 minute they're there.
The next minute they're gone.
Yeah,
it happens every day.
In my day.
I know it happens every day. But what is this ass-naked black boy?
Usain Bolt was a kid, right?
Why? Right. But why wouldn't this ass-naked black boy stop to be like, hey, all right, he was so close to me, I could have reached out and touched him if it wasn't for the fear. Why would that little boy keep? Hey, listen, I feel like I'm digging a hole here. Nathan, you get back over here. You stop facing the wall. This isn't Bird Box. Look at me.
That's an excuse in a courthouse. That's what that is.
It's not an excuse in
I
a
could
courthouse.
have reached out and touched him if it wasn't for the fear.
But I did. But I didn't.
The only thing
right?
keeping him away from him.
I was terrified. All right, there was several things. It was the nudity. I just had like a disposition when it came to other people. Also, was a child.
Did you say what genitalia?
No, I didn't.
Wait, you said
it was fast.
So he was backwards? Like,
well, how he ran backwards toward me.
Like Theo Von walking out of a room, not trying to show his area.
Right. I don't want to sexualize this in any way. A fat ass on him came running backward toward me. And I just didn't, mainly that's what it was. I was so intimidated by the gelatinous cheeks of this small alien gray that I didn't touch him. And maybe I should have. I don't know if I should have. I don't know what I should have done.
You to.
Well, yeah, he didn't stop and ask.
Yeah.
So why are you thinking about touching them?
Well, I don't know. I just felt like that was the next question you were going to ask, and I wanted to cover my bases.
Did you touch the alien, David?
No, I didn't touch the alien, but...
Hang on, let me just write that down.
I did not touch the... Listen, I want a lawyer So yeah, I saw a little naked black boy. I don't know. I thought he was an alien. Let's go on to the next question and the last question before. What fucking time is it? How long is?
Do you have a pen, David?
I have a I do have a pen.
Right. Can you hold it up and show us it?
It's got a flashlight on it.
Perfect. Now hold it vertically with the flashlight at the top.
You want the flashlight on?
Yeah, but turn the flashlight on. Right. Now screenshot that, Chase, and he's Men in Black.
That's for real. I'm already got it. That's
you already knew what I was saying before I said
legit.
it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Now for our listeners at home,
the man
just ignore that.
Naked ass
No. That's not what I'm obsessed with. Let's go to the last question. I'm going to get Chase out of the way because I know the answer to it, and we're just going to speed right through this. Chase, have you ever been arrested?
No, I have
Well,
not.
no, David, I haven't been. Okay, so what about Yeah, that's kind of. What about interactions with the police?
Well, I mean, I've been pulled over. I drove without a license for a while. I don't have a driver's license right now, and I drove without a license and got pulled over, and I got in trouble for that.
Right.
And I got in a wreck when I was 18, when I first moved to Springfield, Missouri, from my hometown of Crocker. Got in a wreck.
You mean Berkshire, Wisconsin? But
literally, yeah, Berkshire, Wisconsin. The first day I moved, Berkshire. The first day I moved. I don't even have stories. Every time I start my story, it's a different pronunciation of the words.
Right.
But no, essentially, I got in a wreck. I didn't have insurance because my mom was supposed to pay it. I gave her the money to pay it. She didn't pay for my insurance. I don't know what she did with the money instead, but I got in a wreck. Because of that, I lost my license for a couple of years, and I would just keep driving, and I got pulled over a couple of times. So that's about it, but nothing. No, never been arrested. Nothing bad like that.
What happens with that?
What's up?
What happens with that? Do you have to pay a fine? Like when you get
community service?
Over here, if it's like a straight ban. You can never drive again.
That's it.
It'll get to that point if I kept driving, I would get enough points where they would take my license away,
it's like the three strike rule, right? That's what they'll hit you with. And
a lot of times, if I got pulled over here, they would just be like, I would say, I'm just going up the street, and they would go, okay, we'll just get home safe, So it's pretty good in a smaller town. But now that I moved to San Francisco, I don't risk it.
Okay, so which brings me to my next question before we move on to Nathan. As a 47-year-old man, why don't you have your license? What's going on there?
So I live in a city. I don't need a license. We don't have to take like a logging truck from
use a bird scooter.
Exactly. Right. I could take a bird scooter, hop on another scooter, get in a lift, go here. Have a way to get around town.
It's not sponsored by Bird.
Yeah.
Right. This episode of Where I Belong is sponsored by Bird. Now, what do you use for your mode of transportation?
The bus. I just jump on the bus. It's 2 blocks from here. I just get on the bus. It takes me to pretty much anywhere in town.
Doesn't that suck?
No, not really. It's like, traffic's pretty bad here. We live on an island or a peninsula that's 7 miles by 7 miles, and there's a lot of people on the peninsula. So there's a lot of people here. So if you try to get downtown, it's going to take me 30, 45 minutes anyway. If I get on the bus, there's bus routes where they get to skip through traffic. They don't have to wait in traffic. They get to their own bus lane. So a lot of times I'll get there faster on a bus than I would if I drove.
7 miles by 7 miles sort of sounds like a jogger's paradise. If you were a jogger, do you just feel like you could get everywhere way quicker?
Well, no, because of the fact that it's so hilly. The San Francisco is all hill.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a fucking nightmare.
Well, you've been doing Twitch a lot, and then obviously you'll be doing YouTube in a lot more. So you can just get a boosted board. Yeah,
exactly. That's pretty much what you have to do. If you have a YouTube channel and you live in like either San Francisco or New York, you have to own a boosted board.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, as I said, this is the last question.
Okay.
Nathan, I'm not going to ask you. Let's hear about some times that you've been arrested.
There was one time you arrested.
Just in cuffs at least. Yeah, in cuffs.
Arrested. Right. So basically, when you're obviously, you said before about like when you're young, you don't have many memories, but I have quite a few from when I was quite young. And so when I was about 4 or 5,
right,
my favorite fluffy toy.
Okay.
I used to take it out in the garden and I used to like throw it about. And at that age, you've got a vivid imagination, you know. And
Right. Yeah.
I'm a superhero, and I'm saving you. And then I would save the teddy bear.
I'm stabbing you, and yeah.
So I'd save the fluffy toy, and then basically there was one time where I was a robber, and the fluffy toy was the police, and they had to come and get me. And then midway through that, I got to, there was a small ditch. So you'd have to
jump. I see it. Yeah.
You'd have to jump over it. So I had to jump over it to escape my fluffy foe.
Did he have a name?
No, like it changed because I had a vivid imagination, so it would change all the time.
Okay,
At this point, Sergeant.
Okay, Sergeant. We'll go with all right.
And so I had to jump over the ditch. So obviously I jumped really like a strong jump.
Right. Over. Yeah, of course, you were a strong kid.
Strong legs.
Jump over, and in my head. My fluffy little friend was like just shouting, you're getting away, oh my god, and I said,
fuck you.
No, I said, give it, arrest Ted.
Oh, a sergeant.
That's my arrested story.
Oh, holy
and I know that's gonna ring true with. I knew that's going to ring true with Chase because that's very similar to how he was named.
Oh, my God.
When I did the strong jump over the ditch, it's very similar to how Chase was named because he got his name from Chase Leapard. That was how his name. So I know that.
Yeah, because you were being chased and you had to leap hard. I get it. Yeah.
What the fuck? So
there was
brings me
layers
to our
that.
Next segment. An important Where I Belong exclusive.
Okay, what's that? I can't. Wait, soundboard.
Shots fired!
Was that Alex?
Cool. I can't wait to hear this update.
Right. So go ahead, guys.
Cool. Awesome.
Well, take
cool.
Take.
We did the intro,
away.
so we're waiting for you.
Hang on. I know what you're talking about. So when I was about 21, I was in a club. Had a few drinks with my friends.
Yeah,
saw a group of ladies. Went over to the ladies, speaking with the ladies. We're in the club, having a nice time.
Right.
Definitely. Announcement.
Right.
The ladies, went straight over to ladies, speak to the ladies.
I gotta interject. This feels wrong. I'm just gonna say it.
Trust me, it's right.
Okay. All right. Well,
so we get to the ladies.
This is it.
I was actually, it was weird. It was like a foreign exchange program, and Chase was actually with me.
Okay.
So we went over to these ladies. Went over, and the girls were like, "Can you two dance?" And we were like, "Yeah, of course." Like, what did you say again? What was it that you said?
Chase, you remember? Look at him! Look at him!
What was it that you said again?
No, I was like, "Can we dance?" And then I looked at you, and then you said your legendary line. That legendary line was.
What was that legendary line?
So, can we dance? It was, "Can we dance?" And then I was like, "Yeah." So then I went and
that was the line.
I went and started, body popping. I was doing all of it. I had all the moves, and Chase was obviously doing it as well.
I was like, "Go Nathan, go Nathan, go Nathan." Yeah.
And she said, "What? Like, if you can't dance,
right?"
And I was like, "No, we're showing you now.
Right.
And then she went, yeah, but you can't dance. And I went, I'll show you. I'll go rhythm.
See?
Oh my fucking God, bruh. Oh my God.
See? You get it. Now that's why everyone was so excited for this announcement.
So
now that's dropped,
why don't we run it back, guys? What the fuck was that?
And I think you understand. Was it that hard?
So,
I can't tell whether you were knocked back by the story or you're doing your poop in your little tub.
Well, I've had several drinks, and it just nothing but offended me on my own show. Just disrespectful and offensive. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the steering wheel on this. We had words. Well.
I could hang on. If you want me to say it, I could say it. If you want me to.
Well, no, that's not what I mean. That is kind of what I want. So let's go with that.
Okay. Easy enough.
Right.
David Lee Corbo is now bisexual.
And you heard it here first, folks. On Where I Belong, I am. Well, isn't that binary? That's binary as fuck. I don't like really the label of bisexual. I just kind of like to say I'm open to things. Whatever that thing is.
All I can say is that before we go, Algorithms podcast.
Right. Okay. So Chase Lepard and Nathan Baird of Drawn from the Mind are starting their very own podcast.
Isn't that cool?
Algorithms podcast. Can you guys be normal fucking human beings? Tell me a little bit about what Algorithms podcast is. What's the vision there, boys? What are you going to do? This has been a Where I Belong exclusive. Thank you for tuning in.
It's going to be fun.
It's probably going to be a podcast, I would say, and probably audio, probably video.
Right.
I'm definitely going to be on it. Chase is definitely going to be on it. It's going to be released probably on the internet.
We're going to have segments. Listen. This is okay. I'm going to go into it. I'll go into it.
Okay.
Audio, video.
Wow.
Nathan, Chase.
Wow. What the fuck? That's 4 things. You kept striking the one.
No, there was 4. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see what you were doing there. Yeah. What I like about what you guys are doing, but have yet to do, but are soon going to do in the near future, is that you've got segments going on. Whereas my podcast is more off the cuff and there's no fucking rhyme or reason to anything that we do here, and I barely have it all together. You guys have the wherewithal to create segments. Number one, how much can you tell me about the segments? I don't want to kind of let the cat out of the bag. Nathan is left entirely, and I don't want to give up all of the secrets, but is there a name to the segments? Do you have that mapped out? Well, he's back.
Well, yeah, so I mean we have several different segments. We have I don't want to go It's too much. I tried to be serious. I can't do it.
For our listeners, Nathan is naked. So tune in to my YouTube to see that. This is great promotional material, by the way. Also, you have a fucking Illuminati tattoo with a mustache. And I feel like that was the day that they were like, come and get a house tattoo. I hope YouTube doesn't pull me for that. But he has an Illuminati tattoo with a mustache.
Oh, it's not an official song. It's a cover.
Let's try this again real quick.
No.
So tell me about your podcast.
It's going to have segments like an orange.
How many segments does an orange have?
8, and that's how many segments we'll have on our show. And that's based on the fact that oranges have 8 segments.
That was kind of the cornerstone of the whole thing.
Basically, we'll be peeling back the layers on ourselves and showing within what we have. And
to the orange, fleshy center.
Very much like you've peeled back the layers now, and you're in the nude.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I just went for a drink and I came back.
Well, you're naked. So
I don't see it.
How long have you guys been in secret in the Mountain of Mordor, behind the scenes, coming up with this idea? How long was this in how long have you been thinking about this?
We've been working on it for a couple of months. We've been working in the background. We've had a couple of chats and calls and meetings and things going on in the background to get things set up. We have, I think we're planning on going live hopefully by the end of the month, but we will see about that. Right now we are working on making sure we have everything finalized. We're...
Basically, I'll summarize what he's saying in a southern accent, okay?
Please.
We need to get our fucking ducks in a row.
Well, that's not
shooting with our guns.
So David Southern? Oh my
God. That wasn't real. Basically, his headphone jack, whenever it twists, it comes up. So basically, I don't know if you're still recording this, so we'll get this part. What David did there...
I seem to have
his headphone jack at the perfect time.
I seem to have left my own podcast. So welcome back to.
This episode is amazing. I'm loving it.
Welcome back to me, to my own show. I don't know what happened there. A little bit of technical difficulties. When you are as dumb as I am, hold on. Let me take my headphones off and fix something real quick.
Taking your headphones off won't fix the shine.
Well, what do you mean shine? Listen, I dried my forehead with a towel before we started this, because I was told that my forehead is very shiny. So, one more time, why are you so, you can't figure out when you're going to launch it? What is that, unprofessional kind of...
Basically, before we want it to be a thing... We want it to be as perfect as it can be because we know that we've got the things to make it as good. It's just making sure that what was it that I said? Make sure that the sword is sharp before we thrust.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly.
And now, what does Gary Vee say about perfection?
Yeah, he disagrees with our approach, but...
Yeah, but technically he doesn't because it's only been a month. We're not procrastinating... that much. It's we have a target. We've set a target. So it's just we just want to make sure that it's perfect. That's all.
I'll give you that because I spent like 5 years trying to fucking make a podcast. So I see what you're saying. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just know that so many people are starting a podcast right now. We don't want to be just another person starting a podcast. We want it to be solid and ready.
What are we doing right now?
Yeah, I just forgot what we were talking about.
I don't even know what my name is. What's my name?
So, welcome to Where I Belong. My name is...
What's this?
Sorry, guys. I don't know why the fuck you're naked. Are you naked from the waist down?
The world will never know.
He's got nipples like dimes.
One of them's got a bite mark on it.
A what?
A bite mark.
You can bite your own nipples?
No, someone else did it.
Well, right.
Birthdays happen and things get wild.
Birthdays do happen. I can't see.
Happy birthday to you. Blow your
Nathan,
6 candles out, Nathan.
Or not Nathan. I'm not going to ask Nathan for anything. Chew, what does your timestamp say? I just want to get a feel for how long I've been fucking talking to you guys.
Hour and a half at this point.
Hour and a half. Okay, so one of the questions that we skipped over before we go back into Algorithms Podcast, because I fucked this whole thing up, I want to peel back a few layers, all right? I want you guys to think a little bit harder about what you want to say about your own podcast. And one of the things that I forgot to ask you was Genie Wishes. That was one of the things I promised you that I'd ask you, and I actually didn't ask you. And I think this says a lot about a man. Because if you meet a genie, if you go to Genieville and you meet one of these genies, where they live, and you happen to be strolling through there, and you get the attention of one of these genies and they say, well, now that we're looking at each other, yeah, you can have 3 wishes. It's no big deal. I think what you wish for says a lot about a man. And I'm eager to find out what sort of human beings you are based off of what you would ask for from a genie who was offering you 3 wishes. So we're going to reverse the order a little bit, and we're going to start with Nathan. Nathan, what would you ask a genie? You've got 3 wishes, and I'm going to give you straight radio silence until you're done with your 3 wishes.
Okay.
All right, starting now, so speed it up.
So basically, I'm going to dispense with the bullshit. I'm not going to ask it for more wishes. I'm not going to. I know there's certain things that I'm going to say, and you're going to go, oh, but the rule is this. So what I'm going to ask for is, I'm going to ask for the ability to be omnipotent. Second wish, I'm going to ask for the podcast that we're going to do, Algorithms Podcast, to be just as successful as Where I Belong. And then the third wish. What?
no, that's perfectly reasonable. Go on.
Okay, and then the third wish is to be able to just at will take my clothes off and put them back on, just at will.
Whenever you want.
Just whenever you want.
I don't know if that.
Just like if I was to click now, then all my clothes would be off.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah.
I swear to God, I looked at your fingers that were ready to snap, and I for a moment didn't doubt that you were going to snap your fingers and have your clothes back on because of whatever video editing abilities. I thought it was going to fucking happen in front of me. I was so ready for you to be fully clothed at the snap of a finger. That's well, those are not completely outlandish, but a little bit of a stretch. I don't know that you'll ever be at the level that my podcast is at. So, but hard work, dedication, showing up.
Our aim.
What?
It's our aim to be on level. On par with you.
It's good to
not just viewers wise.
Right. I get that you want to
good content
shoot for the stars.
Your podcast is one of the best podcasts.
It probably is.
We want to be just as good as yours.
All right, well, I'll give you that. I don't know if a genie can help you achieve that, but, who knows? This is all hyphypothetical, right? You never know if you'd even find a genie. So you'd want to... I forgot to...
So wait a second.
By destroying the existence of genies.
We're under the impression this genie can give us 3 wishes of anything we want, but we're not sure if it could help us with our podcast?
Well, listen, certain things are out of the realm of even.
Yeah, so omnipotence is fine, but podcast views.
Right. Would you really want to be everywhere all at once?
That's not just what it means.
Well, I'm dumb, so yeah, it is.
So
Okay.
you guys should trade hats.
Yeah, of course you would. I want to be able to feel everything at once and know everything, and then know the things behind that, know how everything works, and then I can appreciate things more. It's the same as a human. What you want to be. So you want to think about the person's point of view. You want to know things better.
So you want to feel
happier? I think that would make you depressed all the time.
I think it would probably be too much.
You don't know, do you? Because we're not omnipotent, so we don't know.
I think that if a genie gave you the ability to feel everything, the second I started masturbating, you'd regret everything.
No, because there'd be millions of people masturbating. So I think you get
right. So the second that Chu and I started masturbating in unison.
Well, so every Thursday you would have a weird feeling, is what he's trying to say.
Every Thursday, I do schedule out my Thursdays.
You're not cancelling out my masturbation. So
well, no, I'm not.
At the same time.
Do we have to feel yours? Is that how that works?
No, I just feel yours. It helps me with mine. Gets me there.
All right, that's not a bad deal. So, and also to be naked at the whim. That's probably the biggest stretch, is to be clothed and unclothed whenever you decide to.
Also, the caveat to that is also
fantasy land.
I get to choose the clothes.
Right. Well,
once again, I'm a little confused here. David is under the impression that a genie can make someone omnipotent, but can't make their clothes come off it. That's a weird.
There are levels to this genie thing. I think some things are reasonable.
No, I think he's right because he's the most likely to be some sort of
naked
fantasy creature, like a dwarf or something that would know a genie.
He's a dwarf. I would think more of like an elf, like a tall, slender, handsome, immortal.
Have you thought about this a lot because you're small enough to fit in a lamp?
I can't fit in a. Who can fit in a? Where did you guys go? Well, and this has been where I belong.
You'd fit in a chandelier, I think.
A chandelier. Where can we get just a quick view
that's
of
not good for the audio listeners.
Yeah, well, whatever.
As opposed to the visual listeners.
So somebody at least is looking out.
Okay.
Right. Because as I said in the beginning of the show, Chula Poo was a man who is currently raising thousands of baby spiders. And although we can't see them, they're slightly out of view, right out of the camera's lens. They are there. He does have a housing unit for thousands of baby spiders.
Times a billion.
Before I ask Chu what his questions are, can we have a quick moment of a little ASMR? Because although I'm not a fan, Chula Poo is a huge fan of ASMR, and Nathan Baird is a huge proprietor of ASMR. He actually is one of the top YouTube channels for ASMR. So what we're going to experience here is a little bit of Nathan's he's just going to provide us with a little bit of calming, soothing energy and just maybe some of your favorite sounds. So Nathan, if you would take it away.
Hi. Can you imagine for me a moment? A moment in time?
I am, yeah.
Where I'm repeatedly stroking.
Right. Wait, what are you stroking?
My hairy asshole.
Thank you, Nathan, so much for that. So let's go on to Chu. Chu, if you were arrested by a genie, I'm sorry, no, I'm reading my questions wrong. If you had a genie and a genie was going to give you 3 wishes, Chu, what's so valuable to you that you would wish for from an immortal, condemned being to provide you? Wishes.
I think it would be fun to have.
That's out.
Once the genie reads me my rights and he offers me 3 wishes.
Okay, go on.
I don't even know, because I know you told me to think about this for 2 weeks, and
you fucking didn't.
And I refused to. So here's just off the top of my head. I know they're going to be better than the ones you've thought about your entire life.
Wow.
So off the top of my head, health. Like I can just be healthy.
That's fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear your great ideas. You're really just setting yourself up here. So I'm gonna be.
Can you do me a favor and
I can make anyone else healthy?
Okay.
With healing powers, right?
Okay.
That's important to me.
Okay.
Let's see. Number 2 would be. Obviously, this is a given for our podcast to be on the same level as Where I Belong podcast.
Well, like I said, a little bit of a stretch, but go on.
Yeah. So probably second weekend, get that wish.
Right. Wait. Hey, wait a second.
All I have to do is have my cell phone, and then once that's done, third wish. I mean, that's just what a genie will do. Third wish would be. Probably the same second wish. Same as the second wish.
Same as the second wish.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to.
Because what happened was with the second wish, he was like, "What?" So then you had to do the third. Like he didn't understand what you wanted, and then.
Yeah.
Well.
Tell you what. Listen to the first episode of Algorithms, and I'll give you my third wish. It'll be on the first episode.
Well, okay. You got to stretch that out a little bit. I'm peeing into an old milk jug right now, and I would really.
The problem with this is that you're urinating on a podcast. That's the issue. That's probably one of the main issues. Yeah. I'm naked, and I look more sensible than what you're doing.
We're going to be as quiet as possible, so we can.
Are you pulling the drips off? Are you okay?
Not yet. You know what I didn't like? Green Day had this song, Hold on, wait. I don't remember what it was, but I know at some point, maybe it was Blink-182, where they said, "Shake it once, you're fine. Shake it twice, that's okay. Shake it 3 times."
That was Good Charlotte.
It's not any of those bands.
That was Good
Right.
Charlotte.
So any fucking way. And I think that that's unreasonable because how many times do you shake it for it to be? I mean, I'm shaking it like 17 times. Here, I'm going to begin the shaking right.
Listen to this. Taylor Swift said something like, "Oh, your hips don't lie, and it's feeling right."
Your hips don't lie. That's Shakira.
Your hips don't. Your hips are very truthful.
Well, that's Shakira. That's a lot of.
Oh my God.
That's 3 times the amount of urine.
Technically, this is soft porn right now. I'm naked. You've just shown some liquid from a body.
Well, listen, it's not the liquid of the sexual orientation. It's just urine. So, I'm sorry.
The fact you have to say that.
Yeah. Also, that depends. I think you need to speak for yourself because to me, that could.
Well, that's true. If you're R. Kelly. So, what were your wishes?
1, he believed he could fly. 2, he believed he could piss on younger women and not get away with it. 3, he wished that he could come out of the closet.
Okay, so those are all. It's kind of a range there. Some are doable, some are not.
You don't, like Crystalia says, you don't do 3 like that. You do it like that. That's the
I don't do it at all. You know what I can't do?
That's the cool way.
Is touch my. I can't do. That's very hard to do. I can do that.
David, are you mocking my muscle spasm that I had?
No,
before?
I just gotta.
No.
I can't fucking do that. So, let's move on to the more important thing, which is my wishes, what I would wish for to achieve, because I've actually thought them out. I'm not fucking ridiculous. So
this is the only reason we're doing this podcast.
Yes,
for this
here we go.
This is entirely because of this. I know we announced something called algorithm, what the fuck ever. This is really about my wishes. And
no one said that.
Guys, we need to make this a standalone segment. So now presenting David Corbo's 3 wishes.
All right, so I keep knocking down my. So basically, I don't remember what I.
Good.
All right. Number 1 is because everybody kind of. Oh, I was gonna say everybody wishes for money, but you guys, I don't fucking know what happened there. So most people that have a brain, they wish for money, and so. But I think that's irresponsible. I think what happens is when you wish for money, you cause inflation. Also, my son runs like he weighs 700 pounds. You cause inflation when you wish for money.
Hang on, is that your second wish, that your son runs like he's 700 pounds?
No, that's already been granted, baby. He's up there just stomping away. So most people wish for money. Money causes inflation, and you're causing unnecessary harm to countless households and families and blah, 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 blah. So what I wish, right? So I started thinking, like, you can't wish for money because you print money, you cause inflation. So what do you wish for instead? I don't like put your button.
What would you wish for?
I would wish for every time that I reach into my pockets, no matter what the pants that I wear. This is awfully detailed, by the way.
And this wouldn't cause inflation. What you're saying?
No, this wouldn't cause inflation. Okay. No. Every time I reach into my pockets.
That's your main issue with anything. I'm about to open this door, but is it going to cause inflation?
No, none of this is going to. I'm going to reach into my pocket. Every time I'm going to pull out a different precious stone. Yeah, like maybe one time.
No, you fucked it. Is that your first wish?
That's my first wish. What do you fucking
It's your
mean?
second wish to know a black arms dealer.
Yeah, what are you going to do with all these?
How are you going to get rid of that fucking precious
Listen,
stone?
if I have X amount of precious stones, I'll find somebody to do the work.
Oh, you will you? Okay.
Of course, if somebody else can, so can I. So
I'm
with one person on the corner.
Every time.
That's precious stones. I'll give you $100 for your precious stones.
Sometimes
I'll lick your precious stones for $200.
I don't like that accent that you're doing. I find quite offensive. Sometimes it'll be gold. Sometimes it'll be diamonds. Sometimes it'll be sapphires. Sometimes it'll,
Hang on, if you just Googled precious stones and you just read
Not right now. Previously, yes. So the next thing that I would do is I would wish for, everybody goes, I want to live forever, right?
Of course,
Right.
everyone.
No,
Everyone.
because 2 people
Except
out of
for you
3 so
fucking
far have
people.
not said
I don't
any
understand. Well, you
wishes.
guys,
You said people say.
people
Literally,
is a strong
everyone
phrase.
that ever gets 3 wishes asks these. Literally everyone.
Immortality. Have you guys ever watched Aladdin, the only fucking genie movie out there?
That's not the only. Have you never seen the Shazam?
Well, nobody's seen Shazam.
I've seen Shazam.
Yeah, I've seen Shazam. So
Well,
it seems like
listen,
you have a lot of definites that aren't definite.
I don't know. I'm pretty solid in my definites, and
No,
you guys.
Definitely doesn't have definites that aren't definite. Okay.
That just makes you guys nobodies. You see what I did there? The both of you are. So my second wish would be everybody wishes for immortality, right? But what I would do instead is, because you never want to live forever. Of course.
What is it?
Right.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
What I would do instead is, because you don't want to live forever, because everybody that you love and everybody that you admire would die around you.
Yeah.
And you would continue on. You would be sad.
That'd be tragic.
It would
No, you
be
get used to
tragic.
that. After about like 400 years, you get used to it. You'd be like, oh, well, this one's going to die soon. You'd be fine.
Well, that's a terrible thing to get used to, right?
Normal, yeah.
To get used to people just constantly dying would be a little bit of a bummer. Well,
First time.
We're operating in a world where that's a bummer, right? So let's go forward with that. What you would want is pick a container, a large container.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow. I'm looking for an act.
This is another podcast.
I don't have one.
What's your favorite container?
I'm sorry. I didn't think that asking you guys for an example of a large container would cause such a panic.
Hey, well, you don't have an example, so you're asking us.
A dumpster.
Okay, well, there we go. I'm going.
That's a large container. Let's say a dumpster, right? Because that's what you said. So, well, that's dramatically smaller, but let's use a bathtub. So you would wish for a bathtub full of pick an edible substance.
Peanut butter.
Fuck. You could buy that with your precious stones, apparently. So what? I don't understand.
I'm really confused by these wishes.
Right. So you've got.
Why are you having a large container of precious stones? Why are you putting the food in the bathtub and the precious stones in your pocket? Have a Twinkie in your pocket and the precious stones in the bathtub.
Okay. Well, let's say it's a Twinkie, right? Peanut butter filled Twinkies in a bathtub.
Okay, let's say that.
Every time you eat one of these peanut butter filled Twinkies, you stop the aging and live immortally for another 25 years.
You're asking 7 wishes in one wish. You don't get to go. All right, so second wish is every time I eat my magic Twinkies, I don't age, I'm healthy. Like, this is 37 wishes.
No, you got to think these things through, man. They can't be off the cuff, because then the genie will give you something fucking stupid.
Can I just
say through? You keep asking us what you want.
The first wish. Your first wish that you're going to have.
Right. Yeah.
Wish to be omnipotent, and then you can have as many Twinkies in a fucking bathtub as you want.
No, how does that equate? You're just everywhere and nowhere all at once. Why would that mean you got a pocket?
Why are you hanging on to that? That's like a bullet point on the mind map of being omnipotent.
But then you're not even a human anymore. You're just some shitty everywhere and nowhere thing.
Yeah, but then you can be a human if you want. Oh, I'm a human this time. But guess what? I'm a human today, and guess what? I've got a bathtub, and guess what? It's got precious stones in it because I didn't want Twinkies because I'm not stupid.
Well, you know why, right? So if you do the Twinkie bathtub, right, you can share the Twinkie bathtub. So let's say I'm immortal.
He can
look
share.
At you guys.
He can share his power. He did the Healy power, the heal thing.
Yeah, I can share that.
You can share that.
Heal. No. You didn't even describe how you would do that. How are you going to do that?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I did. I meant to tell you I had a Twinkie filled bathtub.
To distribute your healing, and it needs to be
so same, but different, but still same. I don't see the problem. Right. So we've got a pocket full of gold, and we've got a bathtub full of Twinkies. Right. So far we're on our way. And the other thing is that the last thing that you fucking peasants didn't think about at all because you're selfish and disgusting is I'm going to free the genie. You fucking pieces of shit.
Oh my gosh. Wait a second. I figured this all out. You have been crying nonstop since you saw Aladdin.
No. Like, that's not what's been going on.
When you Shaq, you said that you didn't see Shazam, but you did. And when you saw Shaq at the end,
I don't know if you watched Aladdin, but they freed the genie in Aladdin. You don't have to watch Shazam's.
No, it's more tragic than this Aladdin you keep talking about.
Listen, I'm rich because of the pocket full of gold. I'm immortal because of the Twinkies. And I've got potentially a lifelong genie best friend.
He's gonna fuck you off straight away.
Right, there we go.
The first two wishes were shit.
No, that's absolutely not true. I'm rich. I'm immortal, and I got a genie best friend.
Does he have powers now that you've set him free?
Of course he does, because he's a genie. He just doesn't have wristlets anymore. Have you ever seen Aladdin? I don't know if they have Aladdin in Britain.
He's gonna fuck you off. He's gonna fuck you. He's got his powers. He can he can have as much gold in a bathtub as he wants. He's just gonna see you later. Bye.
I would just.
Yeah, this genie's gonna go like, well, now that I'm free, I'm gonna hang out with this 4 foot tall human for a little while.
I'm not a fucking hobbit, god damn it. Listen, I think the takeaway.
On an adventure.
This genie's free, and he's like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hang out with this Twinkie bathtub fella.
I think with the big.
When that ginger guy and that black-haired ent asked about the wishes, I thought idiots. But then when this little small guy spoke to me, I was like, he's the man that I'm going to spend the rest of the time with.
Because he freed me. These other selfish assholes didn't free me.
I could do that. I could do that with my omnipotence.
No, you
really
can't.
Think about it, though.
Yes, I can.
If he's hanging out with you for the rest of his life, is he really free?
Of course he's my best friend. You know what I hear right now is jealousy.
He's in the same page that we are.
Yeah.
Jealousy that you didn't think about the genie and that I did. And then it's coming off in angst and just attacking.
What does the genie look like?
You.
A naked-ass black toddler.
So before we wrap this up, is there anything that you guys want to say about your upcoming podcast?
Yeah, I would definitely say follow Algorithms Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I think we have to fix YouTube, but once we fix that, all of them, we're going to be available there. That's where you're going to find out first. First episode. So rude. And yeah, it's going to be a good show. We're going to have lots of segments. We're going to talk comedy. We're going to talk about different people in the Comedy Content Collective. We're going to bring people up. We're going to try to make a big community around this podcast. It's not going to just be like a show once a week where you bring on some friends. You know, like, I don't want to get into it. But I'm saying, like, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be a real show. It's going to be entertainment. It's
going to be good.
It's going to be good, and it's going to be entertainment.
I've got one more thing, though.
Right, please.
So when I was a kid, about like 7, I think it was, I got really into like sports where you would have to be really accurate. So anything where you would have to fling something and it would need to be really accurate.
Course,
and
yeah.
I got into one where there was like this wooden stick and a string. And basically the way you had to use it was your whole body, the middle of your body you would have to use this thing. Okay. And basically, I learned off a guy called David Lee. And he taught me how to use the corbo.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
It's
listen to me. Okay, what that's a reference to is I you know what? I think it's a good time to kind of make it known. I had this workout idea. So what you would do is you would take a bow, right? Like this curved piece of, guys, come back. And so you would have a curved piece of wood and you would have an elastic band that connects it, kind of like a bow. It would look like a bow, right? But what you would do is you would use it for a range of different workouts. You would pull it like a bow, but then you could also stand on the elastic bit and do curls with the bow part. And
So you're just talking about a resistance band,
right?
But
A resistance
on a
band
bowed bar.
on a curved piece of bar, yeah. And it would be called the core bow because I don't know if you guys know, but my last name is Corbo, and I thought it would be a killer workout.
Yeah, but that doesn't work out. That doesn't work out your core doing that. It's basically mostly your shoulders and your back.
Well, it's up to the user.
Maybe your biceps and triceps a little bit, but not. Right. It's not got much to do with your core, so you can't really use that, can you?
Well, what you could do is you could stand on it and you can lean over and you could do extensions. But the point is, it was up to the user.
The point is, it's a clever name, and shoulder bow doesn't make as much sense. So it has
somebody fucking came out with the exact design of the thing that I wanted to do, and now they're selling a bunch of them. And instead of being filthy rich, I'm here talking to you assholes. So I could have been a fucking millionaire, but instead I'm a welder, fabricator, and kind of a podcaster. Yeah, we'll go with that. So yeah, let's end this on a sad note. Any sad stories?
I've got one.
Okay.
So when I was about 12, I basically I'd met a load of people. Didn't really get
a lot
on
of
with
people
them.
at 12.
Yeah, but I didn't really get on with them.
Yeah.
And I went this way, I went that way, I went up, I went down, I went around. I just couldn't find my place.
Right.
And then I just had to realize where I belong.
So thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been a riveting episode of Where I Belong. Before you speak again, I'd like to tell everyone to find me on iTunes, find me on Spotify, find me on YouTube at Where I Belong. Please leave a fucking rating, review the show.
Can I say one more thing, actually?
Absolutely not. Subscribe.
No, can I actually say one more thing?
All right. Well, now that you've pressed the matter, please.
I want everyone to follow Where I Belong podcast, because the amount of times that I've met, spoke with people, interacted with people on the internet, I've not had a fucking millionth of the time that I've had speaking to David and even Chase. And he's one of the best guys that I've met. You need to listen to his podcast. If you don't listen to it, that's fine, but you're going to be missing something, okay?
Well, I appreciate that.
That's what you're going to be missing.
Thank you very much, Nathan. That was Nathan. That was an endorsement from the future. We're going to call him the co-host, and we're going to say...
no, I'm the best artist in England, if you ask Paulie Shaw.
Well, that is absolutely true.
Tweet official.
So, like I was saying before he stirred me all up here, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Where I Belong. Rate, review, and subscribe. Please find me on Facebook. Find me on Instagram.
Don't
Where
cry.
I Belong Pod. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I'm going to omit the entire video version of this podcast because of the last 30 seconds I may have weeped. Find me at Where I Belong Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Find me at Where I Belong P on Twitter. I don't know why I'm at Where I Belong P. I didn't choose that.
It's because of your milk jug.
That's let me see real quick.
That's what that is.
This is right where I belong. This milk jug is a half a gallon, which puts this at a quarter of a gallon of urine. I have produced a quarter of a gallon of urine.
The only reason why you know that is because you had to work that out for a wish for a genie.
No, I was reading it. It says it right there. It says half a gallon.
Also, find him in fields where he's made a sort of path and naked black toddlers can just run through and scare him. Also, find him.
It's absolutely false. Absolutely false. Follow me at whereibelongpodcast.com, where you can find everything that I've ever done, including
Should we shout everyone out?
Hold on, wait. I've got to sneeze.
It's mine. It's mine. I've stolen it. It's mine.
Wow, that really was a lot. And yeah, find me at whereibelongpodcast.com, where you can see everything that I've ever done. You have access to everything, including my Patreon. I have, if you want to support, that's the word, right? Support the show. You can do it for as little as $1 a month or a one-time donation or upwards as $10 million a month. If you want to support me for $10 million a month, you could do that on Patreon. I'd be eternally grateful.
Don't do it. Send in precious stones instead.
Well,
send in
also,
precious stones, support these
Empty your pockets of precious stones. Send them to the P.O. box. I'll keep them in my bathtub.
Genie.
If he has a nice opal in the post tomorrow, he'll be very happy.
So please give it up for a man who's raising thousands of baby spiders and also the first ginger out of Berkshire, Wisconsin, and his cousin who was 7'3", Chula Poo and Nathan Baird. Is there anything you guys want to say before I get out of here?
Comedy Content Collective.
Yes, for sure. Check out @Comedy Content Collective as well.
Let's do a big shout out to everybody in the Comedy Content Collective.
Oh gosh, that might take a second. Do we have
let's think about it.
You've got the list there. It's right next to your water bottle, and right next to David's water bottle is his piss bottle.
Jenna Sunday, Joe. How would you say Joe's last name? Guy Fieri, Joe Fieri.
Just say their Instagram names because no one will find them from their actual.
Well,
names.
that's what I'm saying. Joe's last name on Instagram is there. It's like Fieri or something. Joe will take you down to Flavortown. Joe Fieri, photoshopped as fuck. Magnet meme.
Are you giving out personal accounts? Is that what you're doing?
That's his name, Joe. Joe.
Oh, that one. Yes, Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph _ Faria, I think is
Faria.
Faria. Well,
and then Jenna _ Sunday.
Photoshopped _AF.
Yeah. Magnum _ memes.
Ghost.face.b.the.1.
Right. Illustrated _skills.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. And then we have just another iPhone, all one word.
Just another iPhone. Magnum meme. We said that already. You get out of here with that.
Yeah, but Magnum _ memes.
Swindle shop. Cannot forget about the swindle. Also, Creative Ape. I don't know how to. If you type in Creative Ape, you're gonna find that.
Is there anyone else in the group that isn't maybe as active?
Bleach Media Official. Can't forget about that banger.
No, don't give him any more press.
Well, he's awfully impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
He's too good. He impresses me too much.
That Game of Thrones bit that he did, wow.
So good.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Really
if I had a genie wish right now, I would wish to be Bleach Media Official.
For sure. We forgot about that one.
That's official. That's official. Getting rid of my second wish.
Genie wish official.
Yeah. Also not freeing the genie. Yeah. And I'm going to be Bleach Media Official.
No. Never free the genie. Genie prison _AF.
Of course, right. Big shout out to One by One podcast.
Forgot about Detective Designs. Bearded
Forgot about Bearded Humor.
New one, really, isn't he? He's the new guy on the block, smashing it out, smashing the designs out.
And we always give love to Oh My Jesus, for sure.
Oh My Jesus. The big, beefy Oh My Jesus.
This might not be the right time to ask this. Is there another guy called Right Hand Arm? Right Hand? Yeah. He's in.
Yeah.
He's in.
As well.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say his name, but the memes, fire.
Killer. Also, that one guy, Where I Belong podcast, probably the best guy in the as far as creativity. And,
if best in your language means short as fuck, then yes.
Now wait, I don't know if that's what I meant, but big shout out to that guy. So that's about it, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming on, and we're gonna sign off here.
I feel like Chase's kids are in the room, and every time I swear, it's really bad. Is that what's going on?
Is that what's going on? Say fuck.
No, for real, there's nothing going on. You're fine. It's all good.
He always looks concerned, doesn't he? His default face is concerned.
If he was a social media account and you made an account, you would get the face of a concerned person as your default pick. That's what
that would
be
it. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Where I Belong. Like I said, follow me on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and go check me out on whereibelongpodcast.com.
Oh, shit. I'm John from the Mind on Instagram. That hasn't been mentioned.
What the fuck, guys? And Chase Lepard is actually Chase Lepard on Instagram because, super creative, super just a lot of ingenuity going on there. He just really has a lot of power when it comes to his thinker.
Also,
it's a solid name.
Advertise David's website, Where I Belong website, is with Wix.com, and a great way to make a website.
This episode is sponsored by.
Can I just say #fuck Squarespace?
Oh,
I'm down
I think
for
we're
that.
starting that #fuck Squarespace, and on that we are out. So Chase, stop recording.
I've already stopped. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it says it's still.
No, I've definitely stopped.